YouTube, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Mac, bringing you guys another video. We got the coffee. You know it's going to be a great day. It's going to be a great video. Let's dive right into it. All right, guys, so it's that time of the month. For me, that means monthly Q&A. It's going to be a good one. We got 6 questions here that were asked actually multiple times, so those are the ones we usually go with. Not going to be doing multiple switch on this video today. I'm trying out different audio, so I hope it sounds good. I'm trying to do different audio. I have to figure out how to do the audio while filming from this second camera angle, so bear with me. Please don't hold it against me, and I'll try and have it figured out by the next video. Question number 1, guys, is, all right, ready? Do I trade smart money concepts? Do I trade SMC? I had to have a sip of that one. But to answer your question, yes, I would say I trade smart money concepts. It's not solely my trading style, but I like to trade, I would say this is my trading style. I trade smart money concepts, so a bunch of those different concepts. Supply and demand, okay? So I trade SMC, supply and demand, and a bit of ICT, and then a bit of just stuff that makes sense in my head from being on the charts as long as I have now, being on here every single day. SMC has a lot of stigma, and I think it's because of the cult-like community that goes behind it, thinking that the style is better than everything else, thinking that, you know, I trade like the banks, which just isn't true. But there are a lot of aspects about SMC that I really do enjoy, and I like to integrate into my trading plan. I don't do the super small stop losses anymore that I know a lot of these people may be able to do. But I found myself getting wicked out. I found myself I didn't like taking trades with 2-pip stop losses personally for me. Maybe you enjoy that, but a lot of the concepts that actually go with SMC I do enjoy, and then obviously, like I said, supply and demand, and then I use a bit of ICT concepts as well. ICT, the same thing. Don't get me wrong, tons of respect for ICT. The concepts that I do take from him are amazing. I would say they have helped my trading a lot. The only thing I don't like is a lot of the bad apples, in the sense that same with SMC, right? There's people that talk trash online. There's people that talk trash on Twitter, YouTube comments that like this strategy is the best no matter what. And I feel like if traders just kind of did their own thing, focused on themselves, and if you have a strategy that works for you, it may not work for someone else. But if you have something that works for you, why are you bringing someone down for having a different strategy? You don't know that person's plan, right? So you don't know why they took that trade. And maybe over a series of collected data, their trading plan makes sense compared to where yours doesn't make sense in the same kind of area, right? If you want to enter here, they want to enter here. So I feel like that's kind of the bad stigma that comes with, ICT, the bad stigma that comes with SMC, support resistance, really. People always think that the way they trade is the number one way, the only way to trade. And if someone else is trading a different trading style, they like to critique or bring that person down because they think their trading style is the best. So I just wanted to clarify that because I know there are a lot of people that hate on SMC, but I definitely would say that I use a good amount of SMC concepts intertwined with the other ones that I mentioned there. If you do want to know more about how I trade or exactly see how I trade, obviously click the mentorship down below. But if not, that is a general kind of explanation. Hope that answers your question there. All right, guys, so question number 2, if you could learn trading all over again, what would you change, if anything? So this is a great question. Because there are moments in time, and I feel like this can relate to just life in general. Obviously, trading is the question, so I'm going to relate it more to that. But you are where you are because of every single decision you've made, right? All the good decisions, all the bad decisions. Every single decision led you to watching this video right now. I don't know if that's a good thing. Maybe you don't like me. Maybe it's a bad thing. But every single decision you've made led you right here. So would I change anything in my trading journey? No, I wouldn't. Because every single thing had a purpose. Every single thing helped me get to where I am now, and I'm grateful for where I am now, and I'm so happy with my trading style. I don't want to change a single thing. I feel great. I'm not adding anything else right now. I'm just sticking to what I have now, and I know it's going to be a great next year. But no, man, I wouldn't change anything because, like I said, you wouldn't be here without that. So say you had chained things up, maybe you wouldn't be watching this video. If you're a fan of me, maybe you wouldn't be in the life circumstance you are if you're, growing into the person you want to be. But I feel like, and this is like a life example, you can't regret everything, right? And yes, you make mistakes, whatever it may be, but there's always learning moments from each mistake, right? And we can refer to those as lessons, right? There's learning, there's lessons, and that all comes from loss, right? So say someone may think like, oh, if I learned this strategy when I first started trading, I would have 10 million in funding, I would be making $200,000 a day. When in reality, that doesn't mean that's what would have happened, right? Like a lot of the time, when you have your strategy, when you have your thing that works, the next thing that you have to do is what Alex Hormozi said. I'm gonna drop another Alex Hormozi bomb here, but he said you have to pay your time debt, right? So your time debt is how long it takes you to develop the skills over and over and over again to get to where you want to be, right? So gym analogy again, you can have that amazing trading plan, you can have that amazing workout routine, right? That workout plan that the biggest person in the world has, and it made them massive, right? You go once, not going to do anything, twice, 3 times, it's not going to do anything, right? It takes years of dedicating yourself to that craft to get you there, right? And that time that it takes is your time debt, right? And that's where a lot of people give up because they don't want to take the time to actually get there, right? They see people trading online and they want to snap their fingers and be there. But when they find out you have to go at it for 2, 3, 4, 5, sometimes 6 years. I'm going to find something that can make me money right away. And I'm sure there are things, but nothing worthwhile, nothing worth having takes, 2 seconds, right? It's not on the snap of a finger. So no, man, I wouldn't change a thing. And I'm sorry if I kind of took a while to answer that question there again, but I just think everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason, and don't look at it as I could have been here if I did this here. I could have been here if I did this then. You don't know that. It's impossible to know that. And you wouldn't have had the lessons that you have now if it was different, right? So think of it that way, okay? Be grateful for everything. Be grateful for everything, the good and bad, as it led you to where you are right now, and then use what you learned to move forward and better yourself. All right, guys, question number 3. Have you ever gone a full week without finding a setup and not trading? Of course, man. Of course. It's frustrating the first couple times that happens, but it also depends on your trading style. If you're a scalper, obviously you're going to be involved more. I'm a day trader, so I'm in my positions about an hour, sometimes 15 minutes to an hour to 2 hours. That's usually around how long it takes to hit my take profit. So yeah, there are times, and you guys know I only trade one pair. I trade Euro USD, so there's times when the market conditions aren't good. But just because I'm there each day, just because I'm sitting here each day, doesn't mean that I have to be in a trade, right? It doesn't mean that I have to be trading. So I don't show up before the markets are open in the morning or before my session starts and say, okay, I'm going to be in 2 trades today, because I don't know how many trades I'm going to be in. I don't know if I'm going to be in 1. I don't know if I'm going to be in 2. I don't know if I'm going to be in any. I let the market show me what it wants to do. And then according to my trading plan, I get involved, right? So some weeks there's more trades than others. Some weeks there's none. I remember I had a period, I've had a period where I didn't take a trade for like 3 weeks before. And that was fully sticking to my plan. And there's moments where I would have, stepped away from my trading plan earlier on in my journey and chased moves and stuff like that. And then, say you take a couple losses that aren't to your plan. When the trade does come around that is to your plan and it wins, it's gonna suck that if you just waited, you would have had that 5%. Instead, now it's only 3%, 2%, maybe only 1% gain because you did take the couple losses before that weren't to your trading plan. So if you are early on in your journey, I know it's going to feel impossible to not be in a trade. And I feel like it is very important to get those reps in at the very beginning, whether it be taking trades every day, whether it be kind of testing out what style you like to trade. I find you don't know that unless you do take the reps. So this kind of depends. But then once you figure out what you're doing, there should be no, I'm going to be in this many trades this week. I'm going to be in this many trades this month. You start to get, once you collect the data on how much you're trading per month, how many times you're trading per month, you start to get a better idea of how many trades roughly. But again, the market conditions change. They're always evolving. And especially with this, war thing going on and stuff like that, I trade Euro, right? So sometimes the opportunities just aren't there. It's a lot of sitting on your hands, but it is what it is. You're building that patience muscle, right? I've talked about that before. The only way you become patient is being patient. And then over time, it becomes less and less work to be patient. So you're building that patience muscle. All right, guys, question number 4. How do you keep yourself constantly fresh every day, waking up so early and then going to the gym and trading? Well, I don't wake up early and go to bed late. So I'm in bed by 7:30, 8:30. I'm getting 8 hours of sleep, sometimes more. So I wake up feeling great. I won't lie to you. Sometimes you want to stay in bed. Sometimes you want to be in there, the warm bed, hitting snooze, whatever it may be. But those are the days you got to get up. Those are the days that you grow, right? So if I were to tell you that waking up every single day early is easy, I'd be lying. It's not. But once you get into the routine of doing it, it becomes easy. So I don't drink anymore. I will be talking about that later on in a video. But I've given up alcohol. I'm not going to be drinking. And I'm excited to talk about my experience with that moving forward as more time passes. But it was influencing my weekends. So I would go from waking up early on the weekend and then during the week, and then on the weekend I would wake up a little later, and then it would make waking up early on Monday harder, right? So I try and stay within the same hours that I wake up. Maybe I'll extend it by half hour, maybe an hour, depending. But no, it keeps me fresh. I would say I notice a difference waking up and not working out than when I wake up and work out. I have more energy when I wake up in the morning and then go to the gym, and then throughout the whole day I have energy. I'll notice a bigger difference if I do that and I don't work out. I'll feel sluggish and stuff like that. So to answer your question, I keep myself fresh every day by going to bed early. I feel like you have to have that nightly routine in, making sure you're getting that 8 hours of sleep. I got a Whoop, so I'll be talking about this later on as well. So I'm able to track my sleep and stuff like that. It's been pretty cool to see, your REM sleep and how I'm actually sleeping overnight, because you don't know unless you have the data. So again, another video idea that I'll be going over later on. So I hope that answers your question. It makes me feel alive waking up in the morning, doing something, something about waking up early and working out while people are sleeping in. That's another motivation factor for me, especially on the weekend, waking up and going to the gym in the morning, knowing people are waking up hungover. I don't know what it is. It gets me out of there and it makes me pumped up. So hope that answers your question, man. All right, guys, the last question here. Do you pay taxes on trading? Yes, you pay taxes on trading just like you pay taxes on everything else, unless I guess you're in a tax-free country or whatever it may be. But in Canada, my girlfriend's an accountant, so maybe I can bring her on for a video later on and she can kind of talk about all that. She's got her CPA and stuff like that. But from what I can talk about, it varies. So your personal income, your personal trading account will be taxed differently than if you are funded, right? So your personal trading account can be capital gains, at least here in Canada. And then the funded account would be like income tax, right? Because you're essentially contractor for the firm, right? So it's a little bit different. Again, I would talk to an accountant about that, but there are taxes. And if you are avoiding taxes, I wouldn't suggest that. Get an accountant for sure. I lucked out. My girlfriend's an accountant, so I would definitely find one and ask the same question. But yes, you definitely pay taxes. That's the end of this month's Q&A, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm super excited to bring you guys these videos every single weekend. I love making them, and I hope you guys enjoy watching them. So I hope the audio sounds a little bit better on this one. If not, I'm going to constantly try to get better. I'm going to try and soundproof the room a little bit more. Yeah, guys, exciting things are coming. So it's been your boy Mac. What do I say at the end of every single video? Let's be 1% better every single day. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys next Sunday.